a break. I've been staring at these
Number 4.
goddamn politicians yak their traps off about the Middle East and about the economy. And by the way, if there was ever a satisfying answer other than bringing our troops home with pride and dignity and,
not surrender,
settling things over there and blah, blah, blah. If there's anything I never heard before, it'd be fine. Or getting the economy back on the feet by creating jobs and blah, 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 Wall Street to Main Street. What is the one topic we never hear a goddamn thing about? Idiots having kids.
Unwanted kids.
Idiots churning out kids. What is the one universal topic that applies like an umbrella over every other topic? Who is it that's running up the credit card debt? Who is it that's filling the prisons? Who is it that's unemployed? Who is it that's uneducated? Who is it that's getting pregnant in their teen years?
Bristol?
Who is it that is getting strung out and filling up the clinics? Who is it? It's unwanted kids 99% of the time. That's it. The second people start getting responsible with the goddamn birth control, the second parents start focusing on the children, keeping an intact family, having 2.3 kids instead of 14.9 kids. The second they start focusing on the kids' education, the kids' future, the second parents start parenting instead of just effing, is the second not just this country, but the world's problems go away. That's when the prison guards get to go home. That's when you get to sleep at night in the summer with the front door open and just the screen door to keep the mosquitoes out. It all magically goes away. Every problem we have magically goes away. The congestion, the pollution, the crime, it all just goes away. Yes, there's going to be some celebrity kid in rehab, but guess what? That celebrity will be able to afford rehab for his kid, not send him out in the street to wander around with his goddamn pants around his ankles, pushing a shopping cart. Yes, there will be exceptions, but you know what? That person will be able to go, all right, my kid had a substitute problem with substance, got out of control, got a DUI. Guess what? I can afford attorney. I can afford to send the kid to rehab. I can afford to get the kid the medical attention that the child needs to correct this problem so he can become a tax-paying member of society. Look, I've said it many times. You're either in the plus column or you're in the minus column. You're either in the give me or the get me. And everyone in this country who's paying taxes is in the plus side, and everyone who's in the, hey man, got any spare change, is in the minus side of the ledger. And the more the people we have on the minus side of the ledger, the worse the country is. If everyone is just, hey, I'm paying for private school for my kid and filling the potholes and no one's in prison and nobody has a parole officer assigned to them, then we're done as a nation. It is unwanted children who then, by the way, go on to have more unwanted children and so on and so forth. Never addressed, never brought up, never touched. Always talking about the hardworking families. Always talking about the folks on Main Street who can't make ends meet. And the mothers who have to hold down 3 jobs. Right. They have to hold down 3 jobs because they have 33 effing kids.
Well, you're on a roll
and
today.
They can't take care of those goddamn kids. And thus they can't pay their mortgage. And now the house is in foreclosure. And now we're in the situation we're in. Let's address the root of the problem. The root of the problem. That's what experts do. They don't run around and chase different, they go to the nest. Yes, I'm sorry for my cockroach metaphor, but when the exterminator shows up to the house, he doesn't find each cockroach and chase it around the house. Go find the nest and stop the reproduction of the cockroaches that are ruining the house. Well, this is a big house we're living in, and there's a lot of roaches running around. We need to get them. I don't like abortion. I don't want these kids aborted. I want to get to this before abortion. And I don't like all the poor kids being dropped off. And I don't like all the juvenile detention centers filled. And I don't like all the kids out on the street working when they should be in school. I don't like any of it. Every country we deal with has a sweatshop filled with these kids. Why? Because you have 9 kids, you have no money, and they have to go to work on their 10th birthday. Don't we get it? Forget about as a nation, as a planet, we don't understand this. We don't get it. We're just going to get it. Hey, load up the C-130 Hercules, fill it up with another 50 metric tons of rice, and go drop it off in one of these impoverished nations so they can have the energy to F. So they can crap out more kids. I know I'm running out of time. I want to thank my agent, Marty.
Yeah, but Adam, it's so complicated and impossible and expensive to provide sex education and or birth control.
And
don't you hear the music, T?
Yeah, I know.
Time's up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot to thank my lawyer.
And every one of these pussy politicians would never touch it in a year. All we want to do. Again, we're talking about the economy. What is the economy? If you have a force of people that are uneducated, unemployable, have no tangible skills, and are on the dole, then you have a bad economy. If you have an economy of a smaller economy, a group of trained professional people who can go out there and earn and pay taxes, well, then guess what? You don't have foreclosures. It's so easy, yet we never talk about it. It's the one topic we never discuss. It drives me insane, and all I can think of is either these people are the dumbest people on the planet, and I don't think they're dumb. I think they're pussy hypocrites. And they're cowards.
That was the news.
Thank you.